Welcome back to the channel Everyday Life, where we explore health, nutrition, and scientific lifestyle knowledge in a way that is approachable, easy to understand, and still grounded in clear medical evidence. Have you ever experienced this? You're sleeping soundly when suddenly you wake up. You look at the clock, 1 a.m., then 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You toss and turn. Your mind starts racing, and the harder you try to fall back asleep, the more alert you feel. The next morning, your body is exhausted, your head feels heavy, and your mood is drained. Many people think this is just simple insomnia, but in reality, repeatedly waking up at the same fixed time each night may signal that your biological clock is out of sync, and that a particular organ system may be under stress. Sleep is not a shutdown mode. While we sleep, the body enters a powerful phase of repair, detoxification, hormone regulation, and cellular regeneration. Each time window during the night corresponds to different physiological activities. If you keep waking up at the same time, your biological systems may be sending a signal. Let's explore 5 important time windows and the organs that may be asking for help. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., the brain and nervous system. This is when the body transitions from light sleep into deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep. During this phase, the brain performs a crucial task. The lymphatic system becomes highly active, washing away metabolic waste accumulated throughout the day, including beta-amyloid, a substance linked to Alzheimer's disease. If you frequently wake up during this window and feel unusually alert, the most common causes include chronic stress, underlying anxiety, abnormally elevated nighttime cortisol. Neuroscience research shows that if cortisol, the stress hormone, does not decline properly according to circadian rhythm, it activates the sympathetic nervous system, placing the body in a state of alertness. As a result, the brain cannot enter deep sleep. Professor Matthew Walker, neuroscientist at the University of California, Berkeley, once emphasized, the brain needs deep sleep to restore emotional balance. When this stage is disrupted, anxiety and negative thinking intensify at night. In other words, if you often wake up at midnight with racing thoughts, it may not be because you overthink, but because your brain is not being restored properly. 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., the cardiovascular system. According to natural circadian rhythm, between 1 and 2 a.m., heart rate slows, blood pressure drops to its lowest level of the day. The heart enters its biological rest phase. If you wake during this window accompanied by palpitations, rapid heartbeat, mild shortness of breath, night sweats, it may be related to dysregulation of the autonomic control of the cardiovascular system. Epidemiological studies show that people who frequently wake during the night have a higher risk of hypertension, arrhythmias, coronary artery disease. This happens because the heart is not resting according to its biological cycle. When the sympathetic nervous system activates at the wrong time, the heart must work when it should be reducing its workload, especially if you have a history of high blood pressure, diabetes, or obesity. Waking between 1 to 2 a.m. should not be ignored. 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., the liver and metabolism. The liver is not only a detox organ, as many believe, it is also the central regulator of glucose, fat metabolism, and hormone processing. In the latter half of the night, especially between 2 and 3 a.m., the liver increases glycogen metabolism, regulates blood sugar, activates detoxifying enzymes, regenerates liver cells. If you frequently wake at this time, it may be linked to metabolic disturbances, late night eating, evening alcohol consumption, fatty liver, nocturnal blood sugar fluctuations. Molecular biology research shows that the liver has its own clock genes. When sleep is repeatedly disrupted, these genes become dysregulated, leading to increased fat accumulation in the liver, reduced insulin sensitivity, higher risk of pre-diabetes. If you wake between 2 to 3 a.m. feeling dry-mouthed, slightly hungry, or restless, it may indicate nighttime blood sugar instability. 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., the digestive system and the gut-brain axis. The digestive system does not completely sleep at night. The enteric nervous system, often called the second brain, continues functioning and is highly sensitive to stress hormones. If you wake during this time with bloating, burning sensation, acid reflux, upper abdominal discomfort, your gut-brain axis may be out of balance, nighttime stress increases stomach acid production and alters gut motility. People with gastritis, gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, are more likely to wake around 3 to 4 a.m., sleep specialist Michael Broyce notes. Middle-of-the-night insomnia often coexists with functional digestive disorders because the gut's nervous system is extremely sensitive to stress hormones. A heavy, greasy dinner, eating too close to bedtime, or drinking coffee late in the day can also trigger this pattern. 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., the immune and endocrine systems. This is when the body prepares to wake up. Cortisol naturally begins to rise to help us feel alert in the morning. At the same time, cytokines regulating immunity are produced. Bone marrow increases immune cell production. Growth hormone completes its tissue repair cycle. If you wake at 4 to 5 a.m. and cannot fall back asleep, it may interrupt recovery processes, increase baseline inflammation, weaken immune function. Clinical studies show that people who frequently wake in the early morning tend to have higher SRP levels, an inflammation marker, greater susceptibility to colds and infections, chronic fatigue, accelerated aging. Over time, fragmented sleep disrupts the entire endocrine immune axis. When the biological clock is out of sync, waking up at night is not simply insomnia. It may signal that the nervous system is overloaded, the heart is not resting properly, the liver and metabolism are under pressure, the digestive system is imbalanced, the immune system is not fully restored. The key is not to panic, but to recognize patterns. If you wake randomly once or twice a month, that can be a normal physiological response, but if it happens for weeks in a row at the same time, your body may be asking for adjustments. Reduce stress before bedtime. Avoid eating too late. Limit evening alcohol. Avoid screens before sleep. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Practice deep breathing or gentle meditation. Sleep is the foundation of every system in the body. When sleep is disrupted, all organs are affected. Waking up at night is not something to fear, but it should not be ignored. Listening to your body is the first step in preventing illness early. If you found this information helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the Everyday Life channel so we can continue building a scientific, informed lifestyle together, understanding health correctly and proactively caring for ourselves every day. See you in the next video.